Okay. Shout out Blake, Ira on the check-in. Big day for hip hop. Yeah, no Nick game. I realized I'm on the show at 8 o'clock. And so World Wide West and Dan from the Knicks, they had me lined up for the first fans from the COVID, but I couldn't go. I got a show. And y'all know what it is. Welcome home, Bobby Shmurda. Welcome home, Bobby Shmurda. Now, I'm with the light. I'm with the positivity. I'm with the love, because God is love. Now, I'm not one of them ignorant guys that I'm celebrating the fact that he went to jail. I'm not doing that. But it's fucked up. He went to jail. And it's my understanding, he took even more time to look out for his man. That is the realest shit I ever heard. And so we're not celebrating young boys go to jail. That's not what's going on. But salute a guy with honor and respect. That's what's going on. The young boy came home. He did his 7 years like a champ. And he deserves to get acknowledged. There's a lot of goofy shit going on in hip hop. A lot of goofy shit going on in hip hop. Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, muito bang. Brazil, man, I love Brazil, right? And so, the man took his time. And I love it, man. I love how these youth is doing it. Man, they got us beat. They got the OGs beat. They coming home, the young boys are seeing them with paper. They putting them in private planes. The man just did 7 years in jail. What the fuck you think you know about a private plane? His people taking care of him. They threw him on a plane. From upstate to here, that was 20 minutes. But who gives a fuck? Some of the most biggest living legends that we ever heard of in our life can't do that shit right now. They could free some of the biggest you ever thought. They ain't coming home like that. They ain't coming home like that. And so we got to big the young man up. It's it. We celebrating that one of the young kings is home. We don't want him in trouble. We want him walking a straight line. We want him to get his money, be a talented superstar, and go from that. I mean, that's what we want. We don't want none of them to get locked up again. But we're going to big them up. And those of you who don't understand it, never was real or ran the street, then you just don't understand it. But I got to stand on principle. I have to stand on principle. Yeah, we hooked it up. Executive producer Azariah Milan Cartagena is definitely watching from a remote location. Dre, co-executive from a remote location. And Uncle Dan has been executive producer. He stepped it up with his man Will. We got the Joker show. We got the joint. I mean, we great, man. Let me tell you something, man. I drove through Manhattan today. Even though I don't go out in Miami, it's sad out here. All the businesses are closed. I had no traffic. 5 in the afternoon, I drove through Times Square. No traffic. Hey, Lola. Road Paris. Hey, Lola Milan. Doing damage in that Chanel today, huh? I see you. It said what? Shout out to the replacement Uncle Dan. As he's bothering you, huh, Uncle Dan? Uncle Dan, I know I like the heat hot, but a little bit down right now. I know I like it hot. Ciroc, a much finer vodka. And boy, do I have a show for you tonight. Matter of fact, Uncle Dan, play that record again because I'm going to go up and use the restroom 1 second. Listen, 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 listen. Let me explain something to you. We by far the biggest in the game. Nobody got their pulse on the rap game like me. Nobody got their hands in the culture like me. Roxy Diaz, what's up, Roxy? Nobody got their hand on the culture like me. It's impossible. It's daily. Before they blink, I'm on it. It's hard. Everyday shit move, I'm on it. This is the true meaning of current events. When they told you in school, yo, learn your current events, this is that shit. Yo, Savvy Jr., what's up? Michael Mad, what's good? Jesse Cagg, what's up? We the biggest show in the game. Can't nobody fuck with this. It's impossible. And you don't know who I know. It's simple as that, bro, Parrish. My Knicks is on, bro, Parrish. Tell me the score. Ladies and gentlemen, we have the one and only Larenz Tate. Yo, what's up, my brother? What's going on?
Yo, Joe Crack, the Don, what's good, King? I see you.
Man.
Appreciate you, man. Thank you
so much.
Yo,
I've been looking for you so much, man. Let me tell you something. You are icon. You're a living legend. Although you young. First of all, how the fuck you look so young? Larenz Tate. No, that's the first question I gotta ask you is how you got your baby face for real? Like you baby face.
Yo, listen, man. I gotta say, moms and pops, man. Those genes, man, was passed down. Moms and pops still look like babies themselves. So yeah, man, I just been able to, take on that that DNA from moms and pops, man, and also, man, just trying to live the life where, I ain't running myself in the ground. You know what I mean? I'm playing long. I'm playing the long game out here. I'm playing the long.
You playing the long game. You try to stick around.
Yes, sir. You said you are.
Because, you know, they used to say 40's the new 30, but I'm realizing 50's the new 80.
Yo, it's crazy.
The motherfuckers dying at 50. With everybody in your family back in the days used to be 80, 85. Now everybody's rest in peace. This one, that one, this one, that one is 50 years old.
Yeah, man, and that's not how it was designed to be. I don't think that the Creator wanted us on this earth to leave, you know, so early, man. But you know, for me, I just want to. While the time that I'm here, man, I'm trying to make the most of it, man. And you know,
I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna lie to you, Larenz. I'm very happy to be interviewing you right now, man. This is big for me. And we've had whoever you name on this show. This is the big show. Whoever you name, Dr. Fauci, name them. I got them on here. But I'm so happy to interview you because we grew up together. I'm sure I'm older than you, but just your career. While I'm doing the music thing, yo, first of all, I'm going to be all over the place, right?
No, it's all good.
And appreciate you coming. Because I just thought of something. Your man came from Menace to Society. He put out an album as Kane.
Tyron Turner. Tyron Turner is my day one from Menace. That's my guy who played Kane. Yeah, for a quick minute, you know, he went into the music industry, and yeah, he came out with an album. You ever thought about being a rapper at that time? You ever said, "Fuck it, Menace to Society. I'm the one. I'm gonna." Did that ever cross your mind? You know what? Nah, man. I respect the rap game so much, man, and I'm such a huge hip hop fan. You know that I didn't want to go in there, you know, half-assing. You know what I'm saying? And for me, I just didn't want to. Especially if I did go in, I wouldn't want to go as Old Dog because I wouldn't be able to take off that armor. You know what I mean? I find like, you know, when you're in that sort of, you create that persona, especially in the music game, you know, for me, I guess I just like to change faces. I want to change. I want to take that armor off and put something on. And I don't think that the culture would have allowed me to, you know, derobe and take that Old Dog, you know, armor off if I was trying to lead that. Yeah, that's something, right? It's such an iconic role, Old Dog. Right. That, thank God you ain't get like stereo cast, like where they force you to be this guy all the time. Was you very conscious of like changing the game, and you was like, yo, I don't want to be Old Dog forever, right? Right, right. Now let me say this. I gotta say, man, Old Dog was the character that really set my career. Oh yeah. It was the movie, it was the role, it was everything that set my movie career into real motion. So for that, I give thanks, and forever I'm always going to represent Old Dog forever. But I also had in my mind, I didn't want to get typecast the way you just pointed out. I didn't want that everything had to be that guy, because I felt that my range was so broad that I could do anything. Obviously, you proved it to us now. What's the behind the scenes Tupac's involvement in the movie? Yeah. And we know he had beef with the directors. Right. What was your take on it at the time when Tupac was going at it with the directors? Well, you see, Tupac, God rest his spirit, had a really great relationship with Alan and Albert Hughes. Those were the directors of the movie. They're the ones who— the Hughes brothers. The Hughes brothers, yeah. They came up with the concept of doing this movie. Now, they were very much so involved in Tupac's career very early, doing his music videos. After he left Digital Underground, you know, on the West Coast, they was directing a lot of his music videos. So he knew them. He knew them. No. They was friends. So this was more of like a friend, internal, like, you know, family fighting, family. And so what happened is they casted Tupac in the movie, but the role that he was going to play, people don't know. He was never casted as Old Dog. He was casted as the Muslim, the righteous brother. Sharif. He was going to be Sharif, the righteous brother. I always thought the biggest woman in the world was he was supposed to play Old Dog. No, that's what everybody thought based on his character in Juice, you know what I'm saying, playing
Yeah.
Bishop. So they assume that, but no. So he was always hired to play the righteous because, you know, as you know Tupac, you know him. He was very conscious. You know, he knew all that stuff. You know, his family came from the civil rights movement,
Black Panthers.
the Panther movement. So he was very, very conscious. And so it was a perfect role to show his diversity, right, as an actor. So that was, you know, the role he was casted in. And the reason why I know that is because we went into rehearsals. We actually rehearsed with Tupac. We had
so you rehearsed with Tupac and he was Sharif.
100%.
And what you saying? Holy shit! This is. Be honest with me, Larenz. You was like, yo, that's Pop, right? Was you like?
Listen. When Tupac stepped into the room, you see, I'm a digital underground, you know what I'm saying? You're Tupac, you know what I'm saying? Now I clown around when I hang around with the underground. Girls used to frown, but that was Tupac walking in the room, and he just came off of Juice. And when I saw Juice, I was like, yo, he bodied that as Bishop. So when he walked in the room, I'm a fan. But as an actor, you know, I got to put that aside. And so we was having, you know, it was MC8. I think MC8 in the room, but I know Jada Pinkett was in it, as well as Tyron Turner. So we would have these, you know, small groups, and we would
well, you read the lines. You read the lines.
Doing a rehearsal, because any film you start, you want to do your rehearsal. So Tupac had an issue with some of the script and the dialogue and how the character was going to be portrayed, because in his mind, people like the characters wouldn't talk to Sharif the way they was talking to him. You know what I'm saying? They was talking to him reckless, and Tupac had issue with that. But what they were trying to explain, the Hughes brothers were saying, this is not Tupac. This is Sharif. You know, guys wouldn't talk to Tupac that way. But
yeah, but I knew what Tupac was saying. Tupac was saying, we always give the Muslim brother or the positive, righteous brother the pass in the hood. Nobody want to beef with God.
Right. So here's the deal. I had no problem with that. I had no problem with either side of it. You know what I mean? I understood the Hughes brothers saying.
I know.
And I also understood how Tupac wanted to portray the character, but the way that was interpreted was like they thought it was like him feeling that this was they talking crazy to Tupac, but you know, he was responsible enough to say, listen, this is how I want this character to be portrayed. All right, I want to present him like this, and you know, people just not gonna walk all over him just because he's a righteous brother. Understood? But that wasn't how we're having this conversation. That ain't how it went. It went left because a lot of egos got in the way. They knew each other. They stepped out of the room. They had words. It's
always like that. I've done videos with brothers that are best friends, and the director's the best friend, and because they best friends, the shit go bad. They start talking shit to each other. Nobody would ever talk to this guy like that. Nobody would ever talk to this guy like that.
Right.
But they know each other, and I'm over there like, yo, chill, like, yo, let's just shoot this video.
I was just standing out the way. I was just like, yo, let them handle their thing. You know, they grown men. Now, keep in mind, I'm 17 at the time. I'm 17 years old at the time this is going on. And so my thing is, I want to go ahead and keep the professional thing. That's the way I was groomed. You know, moms
and you coming up, this is your first shot. You ain't really got no say-so in that.
No,
you gotta just play your position and just be like, y'all, this is your chance.
This is my chance. I had done.
You ain't have that leverage. Let me tell you something, just to allude to that, and then we'll go on. It's so much to talk to you about. Right. I'm not gonna keep you here a long time. No, but I got some things I gotta talk.
Okay.
I'm in Madison Square Garden. Big Daddy Kane's performing. And a Budweiser Superfest or something. And all of a sudden, just like you said, I get around, the whole crowd gets up and they look back to the tunnel. Now, through the tunnel comes Tupac Shakur through the whole crowd, like, but Bishop from Juice, like, you know, with the shit. And then he got Biggie with him It's Biggie Smalls and Tupac.
Yes.
And they walking by, and I know what you're talking about. He knew how to enter the room in a way like, stop everything you fucking doing. Tupac's walking in. Right. So you got Big Daddy Kane, who's the biggest rapper on earth performing, but the whole 40,000 people is looking at the back, and he making a movie. He actually saw me. I'm not going to allude to that so much, but he saw me, said, yo, Crack, come on. So now it's me, Biggie, and Tupac. I only have one song out, Flojo. Big Daddy Kane brings us on stage. That's the night they did that record together. I got 7 Mac 11s, about 8:30. I'm standing on stage with him.
Right. Yes.
And every time I hear this song, I'm like, yo, I was there. I was standing right next to him. Let's get, you still such a ladies' man. I see the comments. The ladies love you to death, right? and I'm starting to understand that you like challenges in life. Because I never understood why you were such a bad guy in my sister Ashanti's video. I was like, I wanted to beat you up. Like, right. What was the girls finally mad at Larenz Tate?
They was mad. Yeah, I mean, here's the deal. The character was somebody that I was like, yo, do I really want to play this bad guy? Because it was dealing with domestic violence. And so I was like, okay, the way, you know, Hype Williams, who was directing, as well as, you know, Irv Gotti and Chris and everybody wanted to, you know, sort of present this. I was like, okay, and Irv and I talked over and over about it, and he convinced me, like, this is what you want to do. I talked to Hype. He was going to shoot it really well, and it was something that Ashanti wanted to get behind to get, you know, the word or the message out.
It's amazing.
Yeah, and so I wanted to approach the character in a way that I wanted women to see why she was into him. I wanted them to say, like, okay, there's something about him, even though he might be, you know, aggressive and you know, overbearing, overpowering, but there's something about him is why she got with him. You know, but his ego and his jealousy of seeing her, you know, blow up, he couldn't deal with not being the star in the room. And male ego, you know what I'm saying? And so I wanted to say, let me go ahead and let me do it, right? And maybe people can kind of see it from that perspective and how we presented it. And I thought everything that we did from Ashanti, you know,
that shit was perfect. That's the best.
Beautiful.
That was an amazing, it's still a classic video and song to this day. I see so many videos trying to jack that, trying to make it, they can't get that.
Listen, Ashanti's mom was like, yo, you know, Mama J was not with the love scene, right? Let me tell you, the love scene in the still. Yo, I love it so much. I love it so much. She was not with it because she did not want Ashanti to have, I'm assuming from my interpretation, because she had this princess, you know, persona, you know, this very clean cut.
Hey, yo, she's shaking her ass now. That was earlier. She's shaking her ass now. She my sister, but sometimes I gotta call her and be like, damn, Ashanti. Yeah. You in the silhouette challenge, baby. What's going on?
Yeah, she's very grown. I've been checking Sean out. She's very grown. She's super grown. But that moment was something that allowed her to also grow up. And that's something that, you know, I'm happy at the end of the day that they explained to Mama J, Mom, it's LT, it's Larenz, he gonna take care of her. It ain't gonna be crazy. Hype made sure it looked beautiful and it was tasteful. And again, it's a reminder how women get caught up with love and men get caught up with this relationship. That's,
you know, but I'm a guy too. What was it like having that Ashanti, like at the prime or all, like you was you know, when you walked away, you said, yo, I did that right. I did.
For sure. For sure. You know, I've been fortunate to be opposite some incredible women, whether they're in movies.
Name some women in the movies that you was fortunate to be co-starring with.
A lot. I've been fortunate to work with Jada Pinkett Smith, whether it was Menace to Society, we did the Inkwell, and we also did Girls Trip. I've been able to work with the incredible Nia Long and Love Jones. That's my girl. She's so incredible. I love her dearly. I was able to work with three extraordinary actresses in the Frankie Lyman story: Leela Rashawn, Vivica Fox.
Oh, I love that
and
movie, Frankie Lyman.
Yeah.
Wow, that was an amazing classic movie. What was that like? Every time I see Frankie Lyman, it's brand new. It's brand new.
It was definitely one of my most challenging roles. And it wasn't just because of, the fact that he had all these women, these wives in his life. That was a challenge in itself.
Was that a true story?
Yeah, it was a true story, because Frankie Lyman, he was a child prodigy. I mean, so many people, at that time during that doo-wop era in the music, I mean, they plucked him out of the city, man, when he was like 13, 14, 15, signed contracts, but he was writing all these songs and he was doing all that, but he didn't know the business. So all of his royalties and all that stuff was going to somebody else, right? And so through his
still happens, by the way. It's still happening right now.
Today. And so that right now, it happens, and it happens
more than not. 2021, they still getting robbed for their shit.
And what's crazy, this was back in the 50s and the 60s. This is how long this has been going on in the industry, right? And when you don't know,
she said what at the end? Who was it? Halle Berry? She said what? They got the money. Everybody want that money,
because he had made so much money over the years. You're listening to, Why Do Fools Fall in Love, the song, all of those hits. He deserved his money, but he didn't get it because he was a youngster. He didn't know. And over the time, he fell in love with all these women. But the thing about him, he would marry them and did not divorce them. So he was a bit of a mess. And
so they was all married. He was one of them guys back in my mother's day. Their husband would go to the store for some milk and come back next year.
Next year,
and
right?
You don't know where the hell, but daddy's home.
Got a whole nother family. But I've been fortunate, man, to work with some incredible actresses, man. So just name a few. And
you just named Jada, Nia Long, and Halle Berry.
Yeah, and I was
those top 5 dead or alive right there. That's
heavy. It's real stuff. And also, I got to shout out to everybody, the women that was Girls Trip, Regina Hall, who's incredible, Queen Latifah, the Queen, obviously Tiffany Haddish, and obviously
what's up with part 2?
I'm hoping, man, it would be great to do a part 2, man. It would be great to do a sequel to see where the girls are. I don't know how much my character would be in it, but it would be great for my character Julian to show up. But I just want to see these beautiful women celebrated and enjoying themselves, man, and showing that, we as people of color, let's say black folks, keep it real, that we can do big numbers at the box office, or we can be successful in anything that we put our minds to if we have that opportunity. So I just want to continue to see that.
That's definitely going to happen. They definitely going to bring back part 2. I almost thought you lied to me right now. Like, I got a good feeling like y'all shot this shit already and you just ain't telling us.
No. Listen. I would love to be coy about this thing of Girls Trip 2, man. But nothing, I've heard nothing. So, I certainly know this. When it does happen, if it jumps off, I'll come back and holler at you about that for sure.
Yo, listen, man, Frankie Lyman, man, that's one of my favorite movies in the world. And then you went and played Quincy Jones in Ray.
Yeah, man. I had the great opportunity to work with, the extraordinary Jamie Foxx, man, Academy Award winning Jamie Foxx. Let's get it right. But he's a longtime friend, and I just really appreciate his approach to what he's doing as an actor. And he does it music, he does it all, man. The brother's incredibly talented and gifted. And when we were on that set, man, me and Terrence Howard would always tell him, yo, man, you're going to win an award. Oh, no. I'm like, yo. He was like, no, I'm just doing my thing. I'm like, yo, you are Ray. I'm telling you, if they don't give this to you, if they don't acknowledge you, bro, come on, man. But I'm happy that Hollywood didn't snub him and didn't overlook him. He did a fantastic, brilliant job. And I was able to play the great Quincy Jones, man. I mean, I've always...
Would you play Quincy Jones if they made a whole movie about him like they made Ray? They're definitely going to make a Quincy Jones movie one day.
Listen, if I can get in there some kind of way to be a part of the Quincy Jones film or TV series or something, man, if I'm not playing them, I want to produce it. You know, I'm a businessman too, so I want to be able to get my hands in that any kind of way I can. Yes, sir.
My brother, I got to go there.
Yeah.
I got to call this going there. One of my favorite movies ever created was Dead Presidents.
Oh, wow.
You shot some of the scenes 5 minutes from my projects in the Bronx.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
He was on Prospect Avenue.
Mm-hmm.
That's where Homeboy had the joint where he beat the motherfucker with his fake leg.
Right.
Right in front of, that's my neighborhood. I grew up 3 minutes away from there.
I remember it very well. Yes, sir.
What was that like, Dead Presidents shooting that shit in New York City? You knew it was like that throwback, you know, that soundtrack, when the score, that shit you driving the brown out, ding 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 ding, brown out, ding ding. What was that like?
Let me say this, man. Again, the Hughes brothers, working with them again, man. The fact that they was able to bring me back. I auditioned for the role. I was able to get it. I'm grateful. The movie really was the moment that I really said, I want to be in movies for real, for the rest of my life. I want to do movies. I knew then. Now, again, Menace was my first one. I went to go do the Inkwell. But when I got on that set and we started doing our thing, now mind you, we're young, we like 19, 20. We like 21, 22, 22, 23.
You just shot a LA classic, West Coast classic. Then you took it all the way to the Bronx.
Yes, yes. Indeed.
Ain't nothing more hip hop than that shit. But it's that shit was crazy. But continue, Larenz. I'm sorry. No. They say I'm talking too much in there.
No. It's all good. No, listen, because I understand, because I feel the same way about that film, man. I mean, just the experience working with all these great artists and these great actors in the story. You know, brothers, brothers was, going over to the war. Our Puerto Rican brothers was going over to the war, coming back, right? And not being respected or seen as an equal for putting their lives on the line for the country. I mean, we as a people ain't nobody more patriotic than us, since we've been here. You know what I'm saying? We've been doing it, right? And still get treated the way we've gotten treated. Now, they decided to come up with these plans and do what they needed to do to survive. They was in survival mode, so they used their tactics to get, a little bit of justice, if you will, in their own minds. It didn't work, but you understood where they were coming from. And that experience, man, was so incredible. And I love period pieces. I love things that allows me to go back, put myself in a time capsule and go back in time. And so I fall right into those kinds of roles, and Dead Presidents was no different, man. I loved everything. I love the vibe of the 70s. I love the consciousness. I love just what they were going through, how they talk, how they move.
Yo, but listen. The man come. I got 2 scenes, right?
Right.
So now this is acting. This is a disclaimer, everybody. This is not reality. We're talking about acting.
Sure.
My 2 most disrespectful roles ever in life. And I'm a movie buff. No, hold up. I'm going to give you 2. One of them is yours. Mm-hmm. The one is Scarface. When Tony Montana sees his sister in the bathroom with the guy, and he smacked fucking flames out. Remember? What? And then she fell on the, and Latoni killed. Like, to me, that was the most disrespectful smack I have ever seen.
Crazy.
On camera.
Crazy.
Now, here's where I'm going with this.
Mm-hmm.
If I had to battle in every movie I've ever seen in my life, that chokeout scene with your girl, she was a bitch, bro. But listen, I'm gonna tell you the truth. In the movie, that choke out scene,
right? Yeah,
it looks so real, Larenz.
because you know what? It was real. So let me tell you. I watch movies. I do my studying, and Rose Jackson was the actress who played Juanita, brilliant actress, as well as Nabushe Wright, who played Delilah, her sister.
Her
But
sister.
Rose Jackson was so into that scene, so they're going through it. Now you have to understand, there's a lot going on in Anthony.
Bitch, you don't know me.
He going through his mind.
Fucking no.
She doesn't know with his experience. He's not.
You know you just killed 100 motherfuckers in Vietnam. And she's trying to play with you. She's trying to play with you. And you're like, yo, I just killed the whole fucking town. You're trying to fucking play with me.
So he's coming back in it where he's got nightmares. He's going through post-traumatic syndrome. He's post-traumatic syndrome. He's really going through a lot of stuff. And the fact that she is making him feel smaller and smaller and smaller about his experiences and the things that he's harboring, he's dealing with, and he can't sleep, and he can't do this, and he can't perform, he can't do none of this. So in that, I was just in the moment, and she didn't know I was going to do that. She didn't know I was going to do that. And in the moment, it was.
So that's why it looks so real.
And when I grabbed her up,
what you said to her right there? What you said right there, Lorenz?
The people at home know.
No, what you said? They know it's acting. What you said when you grabbed them up?
So I'm not gonna say. I'm not gonna read.
What? Come on, it's a movie. What did you say? I really want to know the words, the correct words you said.
Hold on, I want the people to tell me the exact words. Hold on, give me the exact words. Yeah, you talking about? Give me the real words. But let me just tell you this. This is crazy. The next day, I talked to Rose because I wanted to know. I think it was later that night. I called her. I was like, "Listen, Rose, it was a great scene. I just want to say, I want to make sure that you're okay." She says, when she got in the shower and the water hit her neck, it just stung because the feeling of my hands was still around her neck. I was like, yo, no, don't say. She was like,
greatest scene.
She says, but you got the moment. We got the moment. And
for lifetime, we talking about this shit 30 years later, bro.
Right. So I was apologetic for making the actress have to go through that, but it just says something about who we were. We were in that stuff, and when she said that, I just grabbed her up, man, in that moment, and I only do that in movies, not in real life.
I know you don't never do that, but Juanita wasn't shit, and they know that. Let me tell you something.
Right.
The other one, I said this in one of my records. I got a song called Deep. I dropped last year with my brother Dre of Cool and Dre, and that man says, something to cut, but she ain't never sucked no dick like that. Your man, he's a legendary actor. Who's my man? He
Clifton Powell.
Clifton Powell, bro.
The
role that man played in that movie.
It's Cuddy. It's Cuddy.
Cause you was shot. He didn't know you kill 100 motherfuckers either.
Right.
And now he run the town, and he said he hit you. You fall on the shit. You're like, oh shit! At all fucking places.
Right.
I done went to Vietnam, went to war with the planet Earth.
Right.
This bitch ass motherfucker gonna hit me on my head, and so you stunned.
Right.
You dazed.
Right.
And he walked down slow motion, cold as ice.
Disrespectful. The disrespect.
And he goes, now you know. And my daughter's watching. Azzy, I love you. Please close your ears. Now you know. She ain't sucked no dick like that. Oh my God, the red. Yeah, oh my God.
So listen. So we had this thing by which we was gonna have a situation where we was like, Cuddy got to go in the body bag. We gotta body him. You know what I'm saying? That was the real thing. He was so disrespectful. He was disrespectful when she tried to meet you when he pulled up in the cut, and she was trying to introduce you too, and he was on his bullshit. And then he does this. He pulls the pistol. He put the pistol on you. So I was like, look.
So you was gonna kill this guy. If this movie was a little longer,
right?
He was gone.
Yeah, he was gone. But here's the thing, because we didn't have time to shoot.
Why didn't they let you kill a guy?
Because we didn't have time to do it, and it wasn't an original script. But we was thinking about doing it as a thing, like as a pickup scene, like we said, hey, I fixed that thing with Cuddy, blah, 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 whatever it was gonna be. But I was like, if you ain't gonna see it, don't put it in. We ain't gotta do that. And I said, here's the deal. This guy who's the story is following, he ain't gonna win all his battles. He ain't gonna win everything. Let it be real. It's okay. It's all good.
Everybody takes the L. Everybody
takes the L. I said, let him wear the L. Keep it moving. Keep it moving. Don't worry about it. Because if you ain't gonna see it, if we ain't gonna actually see it, then it ain't worth it. Just let him have. He got that. He got that. It's okay.
Man, let me tell you something. What was your man, the Puerto Rican guy, Jose?
Jose, that's my good friend, Freddie Rodriguez from the Chi-Town Fred. You know, that's my guy.
Freddie Rodriguez.
Boricua, yeah, that's my man. That's my
Boricua, boy, he was down with it, huh?
Oh, he was.
And before I jump off this, your man was so, yo, that shit, yo, this is one of, everybody watched Dead Presidents tonight. This is one of the greatest movies in life. You turned around and your man was crazy, Bokeem.
Bokeem Woodbine, incredible. He played Cleon. We got Chris Tucker. We had who else? Keith David, who played Kirby. I mean, we had all these incredible artists.
Kirby, oh man, Kirby.
Phenomenal.
I love Kirby. But your man turned crazy. He was a pastor with the Rolls Royce.
Crazy.
And he went in there and he started talking.
He started singing, man. He was singing like
yo, he was in Vietnam chopping people's heads off.
Yeah.
He was the original Sammy the Bull in this movie.
Oh, he was, man, Bokeem is so incredible, man. I love it. Yeah, man. The movie all the way around, man, and I talked to the Hughes brothers, and I said to them, I said, yo, we need to do a music video with Isaac Hayes. So I was telling them, after we did the movie, Isaac Hayes did the Walk On By. They shot this incredible video that we did. Me and Chris Tucker was in it, Nabushe, right? The Walk On By for the soundtrack, man. I'm happy that I was able to get a chance to work with the late, great Isaac Hayes at that time.
Wow.
All the way around, the music, the soundtrack, man. So I appreciate everybody who supports, Dead Presidents, and you, a big fan. It was an honor to come back to New York and actually rock out and do something so special and so pivotal for the culture.
Like my brother said, the Dead Presidents, money to burn.
Money to burn.
You know, yeah, man. You seen that? That was the original Make It Rain scene.
Right.
That was the original Make It Rain scene.
Listen,
where the money blew up. It was just drizzling all over.
It was crazy. It
showed that, we be in the hood and we try everything to uplift. Let's go to the main thing. Was you in the butcher shop, you in the and you try everything, man.
Right.
To do it the right way. You fight for your country. You come back. Every door's closed in your face. Mm-hmm. It's going on right now. People are watching this right now, and it's their life right now. Yes. Where they're trying to get a job, and it's COVID, and it's this, and people don't give them a job, and they're going through the struggle, but they trying to do what's right, and they wind up doing some other shit.
Yeah, man, and that's why I spoke to so many people, because you would put yourself in that same situation. You ask yourself, what are your options? And that's one of the things about us as a people, man. We have been, put in boxes for so long, man. We've been, disenfranchised, and we've been, cut off from, a lot of the opportunities. That other people.
It's called systemic racism.
Oh, yeah.
It's called no even playing field. It's called a system been rigged against us. It's called, if you have talent, they will rob you and take all your royalties and never give it to you.
Yo, racism is ubiquitous. It's everywhere. It's all the time. It's existing throughout, even as we speaking right now. And the thing about it is, this country and the society that we are in is built on it. It is in its fabric as what it is. And we have been able to defy all of that. No matter what, we as a people, we continue to defy all of that. And the unity is where the power really lies for us. Brown people, when we have unity, that is something that is indestructible. But when you break that up, man, we got jealousy. We don't trust each other. There's no honesty. There's no code of conduct. And I come from a family that try to instill that. And as a father, I instill that into my children, you know, unity and with your people. And there's nothing wrong with, you know, loving everybody, but you got
somebody who doesn't understand the connection between, you know, it wasn't a coincidence that Jose was the Puerto Rican guy with the black guys in the Bronx,
right.
Dead President. It wasn't a coincidence that hip hop started with Puerto Ricans and black people. It wasn't a coincidence that the movie that just came out, Judas, the black Judas
Right.
and all, that they went and got the young lords, the Puerto Ricans in Chi-Town.
Yep. Yep.
I'm with them. We've always been running in packs.
Yes.
Everywhere. It's always, you know, so me personally, have never seen the difference to this day
Right.
to anything. People might think I'm crazy, but
No.
I've never seen a difference. Let me go here, right? Because I got the best out of you. I got the choke scene, power.
Oh, wow.
Was you a Democrat or a Republican?
He a politician, you know what I'm saying? He a politician. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Each wing got the same, come from the same bird. You know what I'm saying? Left wing, right wing. They attached to the same bird, in my opinion. And so he is a Democrat. But you know, Councilman Tate, man, he's agenda driven. And you can't be a politician. I don't care what no one says. You can't be a politician without having some sort of agenda. You got to have an agenda. Now, does that agenda serve you for your own personal gain, or does it serve the people? But you got to have an agenda. And there's that little fine line that gets, you know, blurred all the time when you're dealing with politicians.
You know, I had dinner yesterday. I'm going to blow up my man Beckas. I don't know if you know Sean Beckas, but Beckas is terrible, man. You know, yesterday we did Rest in Peace, Fred the Godson.
I saw that.
They gave him a city block named after him in the Bronx.
A street, yeah.
I flew up to New York for that. It was snowing. But afterwards, I don't really tell people, but afterwards, the Bronx Borough president is one of my best friends for over 20-something years, 30 years. So we went to lunch together. So me, the Bronx Borough president, and he won the councilman or whatever, the guy, good guy who gave Fred the Godson the block. So we ate modest lunch. The other politician, I don't know him, he pulls out $40 out of his pocket. I said, yo, my man, like, so he's like, no, there's rules. I gotta pay for my man. So I'm arguing with the guy says, listen, it's the law. I gotta pay for my meal, right? So Ruben, we know each other over 25 years. He's good. I think that's the law too. So he puts down maybe $40. I go, I pay the meal. I turn around, my man Beck, I take the $40, throw it in his pocket. Ain't that some shit? Yo, my man, that's some shit, right? Yo, I treated him to lunch, and he took the tip the guy threw on the shit.
And put
this is unbelievable.
But the fact that you peaked that, you know what I'm saying, that you peaked game.
Nah, he's my brother. I love him to death, man. He's my brother. So I go, so he was a Democrat.
Yeah.
What was that like being in power? You stepped in, and power's on fire.
Yeah.
And you get this opportunity to play such an iconic role. This guy Tate, man, he's a special guy.
Yeah, he's special, man. And
then your brother, hold up, let me not cut you up, but your brother got a chance to work with you. Tell me about, are y'all twins?
No, man. My brother Lamar is a few years older than me, man. And you know, when it was time for them to bring like a family and get into my storyline, they wanted to bring in a family member, a brother. And I talked to Courtney Kemp, who's the creator of the show, and I said, it has to be my brother. And she was like, yeah, absolutely. And no, actually, she asked about one of my brothers, because I have two brothers. They're my producing partners. One is an actor, one runs my production company. So she asked, she was like, is your brother, or I know your brother's an actor, and I know him. I said, yeah, we gotta go with one of my own flesh and blood. Like, that would be great. And Lamar is the guy. And she was like, yes, Lamar, let's go with him. And I'm happy that we got a chance to rock out, because Lamar has done stuff from Barbershop. He's done stuff from, Don't Be a Menace. He's done all kinds of cool stuff. He was on All American. He was doing a few other things. And I was like, yo, this is a great time for us in between his work from his show All American to come rock with me. And I'm happy that he was able to do so, man, because we had a special moment on screen so many times. In my mind, I had played over and over and over, like, when can I get back on screen with my brothers? And this was a great opportunity on a iconic show, classic show like Power, man. So yeah, I'm happy that I'm a part of it. I was a part of it. It's an interesting story because I wasn't originally casted to play the councilman. I was originally casted to play the lawyer who had the affair with Tasha Silver. That's who I was casted at first, but I was off working on a project that I was producing, so I couldn't do it. And a lot of crazy things kind of transpired. The people that we were working with at the time, along with it just got messy. And so
well, thank God, because homeboy ended up in the trunk anyway.
Out of there. So I called.
You'd have been adios.
He was adios. So here's the thing, just so you know, Omari Hardwick, who plays Ghost, is like my bro. You know what I'm saying? That's my brother. So he had been trying to get me on the show for a long time. 50 had been trying to get me on the show. And, you know, when they had this opportunity for me to play the lawyer, I just couldn't do it, scheduling problems. But I told the creator, I called her, I reached out to her, I said, look, I'm about Black excellence. And I think it would be great for me to be on your show. I don't need no reps, people talking for me. I don't need, as a Black man, permission from anybody in Hollywood to call up a sister who's doing things and have a conversation and make an agreement. So I said to her, I'm willing to do whatever you want to do. I'll come in for one episode. For the culture and for me, I respect what you're doing. Just write me something. And she says, I got something even better. She says, I got 4 episodes for you in season 4, and it's a politician. And she explained who it is, what it was. And I was like, yo, I'm down. And she says, I'm going to name him Councilman Tate. I said, I rocks with that. Let's go. And that's how that happened, for sure. It was not anything other than a meeting of the minds. When you have that consciousness and you let all that other Hollywood stuff go and you don't have to have people talking for you. That's what, you know, we were able to do. And I'm happy because look at it now. I was able to go and rock and then look up, be able to bring my brother in. So it was a blessing all the way around, man. And shout out,
man. And I watched your brother's career all around. You know, everybody's careers take a different journey, a different process. I tell people this all the time. People think like some people just blow up overnight. Some people, it takes the time and they get in the role and they blow up. You know, it's everybody's journey is different in life. And that was beautiful. I see your brother in All American. I seen him in plenty films. And I thought he was your twin, man. He look, you know, you guys got good genes in your family.
We look a lot alike, yeah. So, you know, and we have my other brother, LaRon, our older brother, LaRon, who runs our company. We all are very tight, man. And, you know, we came in the industry coming from Chicago, moving to Los Angeles. My parents didn't even expect to put us in the Hollywood or the industry. You know, we was coming off the west side of Chicago. My father was in LA finishing up school. He's always getting degrees and stuff. And so Pops was like, yo, I want to bring y'all out. And we was like, you know, coming from the west side, we had a lot of energy. And they was like, listen, y'all ain't going to get caught up in what's going on in these LA streets, because the LA streets in that environment was very enticing to us. It reminded us of some things we was doing in Chicago. So we was like, yo, we hanging out with the certain crowds. We doing this, we chasing the girls. And Pops and Mom says, okay, we want to make sure that y'all are doing something creative and constructive. So they put us into a performing arts school where we could do, you know, plays and theater. We can do music. We was doing it all. We was doing everything just around all these artists. And we got signed by an agent who was the agent of Malcolm Jamal Warner. He had just got the Cosby Show. And she wanted to represent my brother. And so my pops says, okay, what about the other two? So she says, I'll take the older one and the middle one. And then my pops was like, well, you gotta represent the youngest one, which is me. And she said, no, he's too young. I don't want him. She says, if you can't represent all of them, you can't have none of them. And I'm happy that Pops put his foot down, and Moms was saying the same thing. So that's how we got introduced into the industry. This was in 1985, bro.
Your pops is like a Joe Jackson, huh?
He was like, listen, understand what this is. And everything got to come through me and my wife so we know everything is legit. And it did. And so I'm happy because all of the things that they invested in us early on, I've taken on. So people, want to know what's been the secret of longevity. Moms and pops said, y'all want to run the sprint or the marathon? And we was like, what do you want to be in this for a long time? Then you put this down. You're going to have success. You're going to have cold seasons. You're going to have seasons where things are frozen and ain't nothing moving, but you just got to keep moving through it. We from Chicago. You got to be able to keep doing this. You got to keep pushing. And they always took us out of LA and put us back in Chicago environment so that we can stay level-headed and grounded from where
grounded.
So
hey, my daughter, when she comes to New York, I take her straight to the projects.
Yes,
I take her to my aunt's and my cousin's house, straight in the projects. You see this? This is where Dad at from.
So listen,
this is where Dad at from.
This is what moms and pops did. They would send us for summers to go stay back, on the west side with our grandparents and family members. So for years, when I got the call to do the audition for Old Dog, I was in Chicago. In the streets, messing around, doing what, we was doing at that time. And I didn't want to go for the audition. And my brothers were like, yo, man, this is a big movie. You should try to come back. I was messing with some girls at the time. I was like 16, 17, again, back in the element. And I felt like when I go back to Chicago and element, I forget about Hollywood. I forget about all of that because that's how moms and them wanted us to just forget about all this and be a normal, regular person and understand with the people around you. You have a unique situation. And as many, when you see this and you're living this, you understand how to make your life better. You know what I'm saying?
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? And how you can bring people with you, you know what I'm saying? And make that situation better. So, we always stay connected and grounded along the way. And it's been part of my journey, man. And I now am able to work with my brothers. We started a production company called Tate Men Entertainment, and we're producing things, whether it's on TV, whether it's film, whether it's audio series. We got that new audio series I was telling you about called Bronzeville. It's a theater of the mind. It's 10 episodes, was this first season. And we got these incredible actors.
How does that work, theater of the mind? Like, break that down to me.
So what theater of the mind is like this. If you tell a story, but you do it from an audio series standpoint. You break it up like a TV show. So imagine Power or one of your favorite dramas that you just listen to it. Just imagine.
It's like a podcast TV show.
It's but you're just listening to it. Yes. So it's everything. The sound design is perfectly just like that. And people who have downloaded, because listen, we did the first season back in 2017. There's been 20 million downloads of Bronzeville, the audio series, right? And the reason why we had to do that is because this story takes place in the early 40s in the south side of Chicago. At a time where Black folks couldn't imagine having the American dream manifested, having all the things that we see other people get, right? And especially coming out of Jim Crow South, we just didn't believe it. But on the south side of Chicago, much like Tulsa, Oklahoma, or places like Harlem, south side Chicago had a predominantly Black community that was self-sufficient. We owned our own banks. We owned our own hospitals. We ran our own schools. We had our own police department that policed differently than how they police,
Back in the 40s?
Back in the 40s. Yes, this is a true story. And so what happened was, like most America, this is without me giving us this educational moment, but here's the deal. America is built on, crime and all kinds of other shit, right? Just keeping it real, right?
Mm-hmm.
When you enslave people and you put people in inhumane, that's not right, right? It's some bullshit. But as we move forward and we get into bootlegging and running numbers, that's how a lot of communities became self-sufficient. No differently than when people make their money in the streets and then they go put it in the bank or they wind up buying the bank, right? What we did as Black folks, we were running numbers. So you put up, you bet $5 cents.
I'm a number spot boy. I'm the baby. My mother was a number book taker. My grandfather owned number spots.
Okay.
I'm Joey from the number spot. I'm the number spot boy.
So you know, so so this
1 million. I know Belita. I know Straight with a Combination. I know
okay.
everything.
So this story speaks to you. So this started back in those times when, again, out of survival, we didn't know what could we do. So when you making the, running these numbers, and you're making all this money, the people who ran those policy wheels, because they put the little money, they put it in a wheel, you bring out the number, and who wins? Okay, cool. These people were called policy kings. They was the kings of the policy kings and queens, right? And they were all black, right? And so what happened was, or mostly all black. And what happened was other communities, because we were all segregated, started seeing like, oh man, they making a lot of money over there. Millions and millions of dollars. These policy kings are what would be today billionaires, right? They were making, they was making $1 million a year back in the 30s, black people. Now, what happened was, other communities, other groups, the Italians and the Irish, we would fight against them, and they eventually adopted that. What happened was the government comes in, sees that everybody's making this money on this policy and running the numbers, and they take it and they make what is today the Illinois State Lottery. So
Lotto, they did the same thing in New York.
So we are a part of creating what is the modern day lottery. Our people.
No, that's a fact.
A fact.
They shut down all the number spots in New York, and they made Lotto.
Right.
And it's similar to the hood was making money off of weed. Now weed is legalized.
Right.
They just want in.
They want in. And so, but the problem is so many people got popped. A lot of people went to, went to jail. A lot of people doing time running numbers, right? So what happened was they had to create legitimate businesses, which became our schools, our hospitals, our department stores. The first black-owned, like we had our own shit. We didn't have to go lean on nobody for nothing. We didn't have to go ask, with our hands out, because we found a way. And once they saw that, the government saw that, and we wasn't paying no taxes on it, whatever it is, or legally paying taxes, whatever, they came in and said, no, we're going to take this over. We're going to take that from y'all. Because once
the same thing here.
They did it all over. And so just like bronze.
I'm going to tell people right now, I just finished writing my own book about my life. Okay. I got a chapter about this in my book, so y'all don't think I stole it from Larenz Tate.
No.
My grandfather took numbers, my mother, my uncles, my aunts, and I seen them shut down all the number spots and make Lotto.
Right.
It happened in New York too. The same way.
All over. And when they see us thriving, they got to cut, especially when it comes to economics. And that's the key for us. When it comes to economics, that is the biggest thing. Money is really how everything, the system, because when you have economic infrastructure, then you can be self-sufficient. You don't necessarily have to go to people like this. You don't have to go ahead and seek people's approval, right? So you approval within your own, right? But they got to break that up. So we did an audio series about it. Now, mind you, we go to Laurence Fishburne, the great Laurence Fishburne, super incredible actor, producer, you name it. We went to Tika Sumpter. We went to Omari Hardwick, who plays Ghost. We went to everybody, went to Tracy Ellis Ross. We said, we need y'all to be a part of this project as an audio series. And they read the scripts. They said, absolutely. And we got into rooms and we recorded it. Like you and I sitting here having a conversation. That's how it was. It was very conversational. And we got 10 episodes that has been amazing. So now we're about to launch season 2. And it'll be out March 16th. It's great. It's not one of these educational things. It's really about this beautiful family that finds themselves getting.
I'm going to tell you something. I got my best friend is doing life in prison, right? And a lot of my friends throughout my career were doing a lot of time in jail, right?
Yes.
And the way I created my music throughout my career is I envisioned all my music telling the story where my man could get it and he's in his cell by himself, but he could visualize that he's actually there. That's how I made all my music coming up in the game. Thinking about my man's locked down and said, yo, I want them to be here with me. I want them to feel like they with me. And it's a similar process.
Yes, and that's what makes you an incredible artist, man, and all around human, brother. I gotta give you your flowers, man. Listen, I'm a big fan. I know you shouted me out, man. I'm a huge fan of you, Fat Joe. You know, Joey Crack the Don. You know what I mean? Just everything that
Yo,
you've been able to do for the culture, man. I appreciate you. I salute you, man. Your music and just what you stand for, beyond what you're doing in the music, what you've been doing in the communities. You always in the community. You always touching the people, and people remember that, man. And it's part of our duties to stay connected to the people, man. That's been along our journey, man. And so I salute you, King, for what you've been able to do, man, and continue to
my
do.
brother, thank you so much. I appreciate it. I got to, before you leave, and this is the last question, and you've been so graceful with us, man. You've been so educational and informative, man, and we appreciate you. Forget Fat Joe. Who's your top 5 rappers of all
Oh,
time, dead or alive?
listen. Respect to you. Respect to you. I'm gonna say it's tough because I love so many hip hop artists, man. I'm gonna go off the top. The first top, I'm gonna go with Rakim. Number 1, I'm gonna go with Nas, Notorious B.I.G., LL Cool J.
Ooh,
And LL Cool J is top 5.
it's my favorite.
Ice Cube is one of my top 5, and I got to give some honorable mentions to, Redman and Meth. I mean, there's so many. KRS One. I mean, there's a lot. It's hard to say top 5, but
We get it. We get it.
You see
My brother, I love you, man. I thank you for everything, man. The people are so happy that you came on tonight. Thank you for coming on the big show.
Yes.
We needed this, my brother. I've been chasing you down.
Yes, I appreciate you, King.
Yo, man, God bless you, man, and your family, your brother, everybody. Send everybody my love, please.
Sending love, and we got work to do, bro. You already know
Let's
that.
do it.
Yes,
I'm ready to get on that Audible. I want to be a number book taker.
Yeah, let's do it. We got so much stuff to do. Salute.
Love you, my brother. God bless.
Bless.
Woo! The Tate men. They get into the bag. You see how they mother and father got them hyped. Put them in the game. Almost like the Jackson 3. Larenz Tate is an incredible guy, incredible spirit. And you don't know who I know. You don't know who I know. And every day we click on here at 8 p.m. Eastern, and I just bring the biggest in the universe on here. And you never know who I'm going to bring. We got big guys and big girls coming on here this week. We've had everybody from Mike Tyson to Floyd Mayweather to Alicia Keys to Benjamin Crump to whoever you name. We've had them. This is the biggest show in the game. 8 p.m. Eastern on Revolt TV every Tuesday, 10 p.m. Eastern. Nobody talks to the culture like this. It's never been done. This is daily. This is every day. We address everything that's going down. Free Bobby Shmurda. He's home. We are here for it. Listen, let your darkest moments bring your most clarity. Meaning, you know who's your true family and who's your people when you're down and out. If they're not there for you then, don't rock out with them no more. Anybody can make a mistake. Only a fool makes it twice. And last, I leave you off with, put God first. Believe in God. God is everything. God is the light. God is love. I love you guys. I'll see you tomorrow night. Peace.